Good afternoon. Today we're going to talk about the 4 fundamental aspects which support or underpin Gnosis, and in particular 2 of those principles. But first we need to talk about the meaning of the word Gnosis. Gnosis in itself as a word derives or was first coined by the ancient Greeks. Gnosis means knowledge, but here we are talking about profound knowledge, knowledge which is based on objective experience of the realities of life. No subjectiveness, no theory, no concepts. It's about experiencing life as it really is. And this gives us wisdom. We're talking about profound wisdom. And this means that Gnosis, by its application, is completely practical, completely based on our own internal work or reality of what we are doing. In other words, when we say work, what are we doing to try and investigate, to seek, to search for the truth inside us and outside us? In ancient Greece, there was a temple, the Temple of Delphi, and on that temple, above the door, it said, "Man, know yourself, and you will know the universe and the gods." In other words, we have to start to investigate and then to know ourselves. If we know ourselves, then we will be able to understand everything else that's going on around us, start to understand life, start to gain wisdom, this wisdom being Gnosis. Gnosis itself is, as I mentioned, supported by 4 underlying principles, 2 of which are art and science. As far as art is concerned, we're talking about the way in which we as human beings are provoked, nourished, stimulated, orientated by art that we see. There's very famous art in terms of pictures, which we've all seen, but there's also sculpture, poetry, singing, dancing, all those aspects of art. But fundamentally, the way or the place in which we live our lives is within nature. Nature in itself has its own art. We look at the beauty, we look at the serenity, the harmony and the peace of nature. For example, a sunset, we might feel inspired, which is very nourishing for us internally. Or we might see the beauty of a butterfly or a plant, flower. So these things inspire us, nourish us based on our experiences of life through art. Gnosis gives us the understanding and wisdom to be able to appreciate and discern what that knowledge is which we are gaining through art. Another underpinning aspect of Gnosis is science. In other words, a person who wants to study himself or herself to understand the realities of life, to gain wisdom, to gain Gnosis, they need to start to be scientific with themselves and everything around us. Scientific from the point of view of really starting to study what is happening inside us as well as outside of us. So, for example, how we feel or think or act in any moment is vital for us to understand how and who we really are. So therefore we need to be scientific about it. In Gnosis, we are given lots of techniques, practices, orientations, and teachings to help us find scientifically the realities of life, the realities of Gnosis, wisdom in action, knowledge of the heart. Thank you very much.